Hey everyone, it's Dave here, and I just wanted to quickly share with you how to create a line drawing in Keynote. So let's open the Keynote app. You're going to add a new presentation. You've got a choice between standard and wide. Always choose wide when working with film, as it's a 16:9 aspect for widescreen. So just going to choose a blank project and just tap to remove those two text boxes. You'll then click the plus and we'll go to photo and video. I'm going to trace something. I'm not the world's best drawer, so I'm just going to trace around this minion. I think my boys will like watching this one, so I'll just make that just a fraction bigger and go with something like that. Yeah. All right, so now that you've got your image that you want to trace around, you can click on the image and then go to the paintbrush up here and go to style, and down the bottom here you have an opacity slider. So just by sliding that across to the left, you'll see the percentage change, and you can just make that image a little, you make that image not stand out so much, and then you can look to trace around it. Now, if you've got an Apple Pencil, this makes the process really easy. You can just tap on the screen and it launches the drawing option. If you don't have a Apple Pencil, you just hit plus and then go down to this drawing option here and then use your finger to do the drawing. But if you've got a pencil, just tap and it goes into it straight away. Okay, so I'm just going to now start my drawing. Okay, so once you select the drawing feature, you can then come down the bottom here and choose your pen thickness. Okay, so depending on how thick you want the lines, I quite like the second setting, and then you've got the opacity slider for your pen as well. I'm just going to go with black and keep it pretty simple. So I'll just make a start, and basically you're just tracing now around your picture, around all the outlines. Okay, so now that you've done the basic outlines for your shape, you can then look at doing the colouring in. So it's really important, or now you can start looking at using the paint feature. What's important about the paint is that you make sure that all your lines are closed. So I can see when I zoom in that I've got a line here that hasn't been fully connected. And I can see another one just down here that hasn't been connected, but I'll show you what happens first and then we'll come back and correct it. So I'm just going to choose a yellow. I'll use the paint tube, and when I add that to the minion, I'm actually quite surprised that worked. That would usually spill out into the background. So let's have a look at the top here, and so that's pretty good. Normally I usually have a few mistakes here. I don't join all the lines together, but in this case that's looking quite good. I'll then add some blue. You can have blue trousers. Okay, so now that you've added all the colour to your image, you can then press done. Now you've got that, I'm just going to move the drawing and tap on the image in the background and slide that completely so it goes away. So now I've got just my minion. By tapping on the minion image, you can then click on the three dots over the side here, and you're going to add a transition and a build. So click on transition and build. You need to do this straight away. If you close the app and get out of it, then you'll lose the option to do this line drawing. So it's important that once you've finished the drawing, you quickly do this step. Hit the plus to build it in. You can now see a line drawing option here. Click on that and you can hit play to see what that will look like. and so on. So that's pretty cool. You've got options. You can make it faster or slower. So maybe let's give it a bit more time. I'll give it 8 seconds or 9 seconds almost. You can change whether you want to tap on and so on, but let's leave all those options the same. I'll then hit done. You can hit play to sort of preview that. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Once you've finished that drawing, you can then position your minion anywhere on the page. So say you want that to appear on the left-hand side of your background in green screen, you can position it there, and then you might have a character here as well, or someone positioned in that third of that orientation. So once you've done that, you can then export that video. Once you've got those export options, you can press export. Then you've got those options here. We're going to choose it as a movie, then press export. This now exports it to your camera roll, and you can choose, say, video to your camera roll. Now you get that come into here. You can then bring that video into your green screen projects and so on. Okay, so that's it. That's how you create line drawings in Keynote. I think you're really going to enjoy this.